shadow of doubt cast on Yemen War's origins. In a shocking turn of events that threatens to shake the foundations of Saudi Arabia's royal power structure, a former high-ranking intelligence official has leveled explosive allegations against Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman MBS. Saad al-Jabri, once a trusted figure in Saudi counterterrorism efforts, claims that MBS forged King Salman's signature on the fateful decree that plunged the kingdom into its prolonged and controversial war in Yemen. This startling revelation, if proven true, could rewrite the narrative of Saudi Arabia's recent history and cast a long shadow over the legitimacy of MBS's meteoric rise to power. Al-Jabri's allegations, made in a high-profile interview with the BBC, paint a picture of a ruthlessly ambitious prince willing to circumvent even his own father's authority to pursue his geopolitical agenda. Poison plots and palace intrigue, the darker side of royal ambition. Whispers of assassination and rings of death. In a tale that seems ripped from the pages of a political thriller, former Saudi intelligence official Saad al-Jabri has dropped another bombshell allegation against Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. According to al-Jabri, MBS once boasted of possessing a poison ring from Russia capable of killing the then-reigning King Abdullah with a mere handshake. This chilling claim adds a new layer of intrigue to the already complex tapestry of Saudi royal politics. Al-Jabri's allegations, shared in a 60 Minutes interview, suggest a crown prince not just hungry for power, but potentially willing to resort to the darkest means to attain it. As the international community grapples with these accusations, questions about the true nature of power transitions in the Saudi monarchy loom large. The Yemen War decree, a signature of contention. The allegation that Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman forged King Salman's signature on the Yemen War decree is a claim of monumental significance. According to Saad al-Jabri, a former Saudi intelligence official now living in exile in Canada, MBS took advantage of his father's deteriorating mental capacity to authorize a ground intervention against the Houthi rebels in Yemen. This claim strikes at the heart of the legitimacy of Saudi Arabia's involvement in the Yemen conflict, a war that has dragged on for nearly a decade and resulted in one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Al-Jabri asserts that a credible, reliable official linked to the Saudi Interior Ministry confirmed this forgery to him. The timing of this alleged forgery is crucial. In 2015, when the Yemen War began, MBS was serving as the defense minister of Saudi Arabia. The decision to intervene in Yemen was presented as a swift operation to restore the internationally recognized government, but it has since devolved into a protracted conflict with no clear end in sight. If al-Jabri's allegations are true, they would suggest that the Crown Prince not only overstepped his authority, but also manipulated the highest levels of Saudi governance to pursue a personal military agenda. This raises serious questions about the decision-making processes within the Saudi royal court and the extent of MBS's influence even before he became the official heir to the throne. The wider implications of alleged forgery. The ramifications of this allegation extend far beyond the borders of Saudi Arabia. The Yemen War has had profound regional and international consequences, drawing in multiple countries and leading to a humanitarian catastrophe. If the initial authorization for this conflict was based on a forged decree, it could potentially undermine the legal and moral basis for Saudi Arabia's entire military campaign in Yemen. Moreover, this claim adds to a growing list of controversies surrounding MBS's rapid ascent to power. It paints a picture of a leader willing to bypass established protocols and even familial bonds to achieve his objectives. This alleged act of forgery, if proven, could be seen as a precursor to the more aggressive consolidation of power that MBS would undertake in subsequent years. The international community, particularly Saudi Arabia's allies who have supported its Yemen campaign, may need to reassess their positions in light of these allegations. Questions about the legitimacy of the war's authorization could lead to increased scrutiny of Saudi Arabia's actions in Yemen and potentially affect diplomatic and military support for the kingdom. A pattern of bold moves and controversy. Al-Jabri's allegations about the forged decree fit into a broader narrative of MBS's bold and often controversial actions since his rise to prominence. From the sudden removal of his cousin Mohammed bin Nayef as crown prince to the wide-ranging corruption crackdown that saw numerous Saudi elites detained at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Riyadh, MBS has shown a willingness to take drastic steps to reshape Saudi politics and society. These actions have been viewed by some as necessary reforms to modernize the kingdom, while critics see them as part of a ruthless consolidation of power. The allegation of forging the king's signature, if true, would represent one of the earliest and most audacious moves in this pattern of behavior. It's worth noting that Saudi Arabia has dismissed al-Jabri's claims, describing him as a discredited former government official with a history of fabrication. The kingdom is also pursuing legal action against al-Jabri, accusing him of embezzling significant sums of money, charges which he denies. The poison ring allegation, a glimpse into royal power struggles. Perhaps even more sensational than the forgery claim is al-Jabri's allegation that MBS once spoke of using a poison ring from Russia to assassinate the late King Abdullah. This claim, made in an interview with CBS's 60 Minutes, suggests that as early as 2014, MBS was actively considering drastic measures to clear the path for his father's ascension to the throne. According to al-Jabri, MBS bragged about this poison ring in a meeting with Prince Mohammed bin Nayef, who was then the Interior Minister. The alleged plan was simple yet chilling. MBS claimed he could kill King Abdullah with a mere handshake using this specialized ring. While no evidence has been provided to support this claim, al-Jabri insists that the meeting was recorded on video and that copies of this recording still exist. This allegation, if true, would reveal a deeply troubling side to MBS's ambitions, suggesting a willingness to contemplate regicide to advance his family's interests. The context of royal succession. To understand the gravity of these allegations, it's crucial to consider the context of Saudi royal succession at the time. In 2014, when this conversation allegedly took place, there was significant tension within the ruling family regarding the line of succession. King Abdullah was in his late 80s, and there were competing interests among various branches of the royal family. MBS's father, Salman, was not next in line for the throne at that time. If the allegations are true, they suggest that MBS was actively working to change the succession plan in his father's favor, even to the point of considering violent means. It's important to note that King Abdullah died of natural causes in 2015, and there is no suggestion that any foul play was involved in his death. However, the mere allegation that such a plan was discussed highlights the intense power struggles occurring behind the scenes in the Saudi royal court. Pattern of alleged threats and intimidation. These allegations by al-Jabri are not isolated claims. They form part of a broader pattern of accusations against MBS, suggesting a tendency towards strong armed tactics and intimidation. Al-Jabri himself claims that MBS has made attempts on his life, including sending a hit team to Canada where he now resides in exile. Furthermore, the international community is still grappling with the fallout from the assassination of journalist Jamal Khashoggi in 2018, an operation that US intelligence agencies have assessed was approved by MBS. The Crown Prince has denied any involvement in Khashoggi's death. These accumulating allegations paint a picture of a leader who, according to his critics, is willing to go to extreme lengths to eliminate perceived threats and consolidate power, while MBS has been praised for his efforts to modernize Saudi Arabia and reduce its dependence on oil. These claims raise serious questions about the methods employed in pursuit of his vision for the kingdom. The implications for Saudi-US relations. The allegations made by al-Jabri have significant implications for Saudi Arabia's international relations, particularly with the United States. As a former key figure in Saudi intelligence, al-Jabri worked closely with US counterterrorism efforts. His claims are likely to be taken seriously by many in the U.S. intelligence community. Former CIA Acting Director Michael Morrell, who worked with al-Jabri from 2010 to 2013, has spoken out in support of the former Saudi official. Morrell stated that al-Jabri saved American lives through his counterterrorism work, citing a specific instance where intelligence from al-Jabri thwarted an al-Qaeda plot involving bombs hidden in printers destined for the U.S. These statements from a respected figure in US intelligence circles lend credibility to al-Jabri's claims and may put pressure on the US government to reassess its relationship with Saudi Arabia and MBS in particular. The Biden administration has already shown a willingness to distance itself somewhat from MBS, refusing to deal with him directly and instead communicating through King Salman. Subscribe for more.